G'day there and welcome to Avalanche New Zealand's update for the Queenstown and Wanaka regions for the Avalanche update. This is Wednesday, July the 6th. So here we are up at the summit of Treble Cone looking southwards, and as we pan around we can see the snow cover is pretty marginal. It's an elevation game this winter, this early season, especially where the snow cover down in the valley is quite depleted. And it's pretty sporadic as well, a lot of variation where the snow's lying. So as we look up the Blue Creek, which leads up as we follow around towards Black Peak rather, you can see the access up high is even marginal along the ridge lines and things. Looking the other way towards and following the eastern slopes, east faces and southeast faces, you can see they're holding probably the best snow down from whatever the elevation is that you're on top, down to about say 1850 or 1900 meters. So as we pan around the summit slopes of Treble Cone, you can see down to the bench of Tim's Table and across back towards the home basin there that the snow cover is pretty good, and it's holding a little bit of new snow from last weekend. So here we are staring up the summit slopes at Treble Cone from High Street, and that's at the moment that's still on hold over there, but you can see there's some good surface snow to be riding. There are some weaknesses within the snowpack, but at the moment they're not got any stress or any weight pushing on them. So the backcountry, things that tend to be on low, I believe in the Queenstown region at the moment, and on the upper elevations we still might have some wind slab just further west in the Mount Aspiring National Park, but in and around Treble Cone that's probably not as prevalent because the new snow hasn't really loaded in. So let's just have a quick look at some of those tests of the weak layers and things that you might find when you're out and about. Some of the strong and the weak layers that are in the current snowpack up high. From medium. Okay, and now we're going to step it up. And that's, so if we gingerly slip this off, you can see that it's a bit deeper. This weakness that's more sensitive to propagation is actually a little bit further down. If I track that across, it's in a layer I can easily almost push my fist, 4 fingers or my fist right into. So what we'll do is pull that off, and we can see there's a lot of very loose grains in here, and we'll have a look and see what that's failing on, but you'd suspect that it would be facets of some kind, and large sugar-like grains that aren't supporting it, not sort of bonding up with each other just next to them. So we've got a firmer layers above that that's transferring that energy. It could be you as a skier or a snowboarder or a climber walking around, and that might collapse onto that. So these high elevation, cold southeast and south aspects that have got little pockets of snow, you can expect that the cold temperatures at this elevation we've had will have kept these weaknesses in place. They haven't healed them, even though it's been a relatively mild start to the winter. It's up here in Hidden Bowl, which is on the summit slopes of Treble Cone, 2,060 metres high, southeast, so it's a cold shady bowl, catches and collects a lot of snow. All that new snow, it's about 12 centimetres of decomposing fragments, and then we hit the first main chunk of what would be, it's not continuous all the way through, but it's acting like that, it's transferring energy through. We've got melt forms for about 8-9 centimetres, and then we've got the main failing layer, which is about 10 to 12, maybe even 15 in some spots, of probably what was near surface faceting that was capped by that and when it was colder. So certainly facets 1.5 mil, that's what failed on the ECT and did propagate after 25 taps, and then below that we've got a mixture and it's quite variable, but we go back into a bunch more melt forms, and they're working to bridge, and there's no failures transferring through down to that lower part of the pack.